Ladies and gentlemen, it is happening. This is no joke. Treyarch have just released the first ever image of DLC 1 for Cold War Zombies. I don't know about you, but I think we should look at this and we'll break it down right away. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop the video a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything else related to DLC 1, but here it is. It's a bird's eye view looking down at the map and it says M. This is the place I spoke of, Omega Outpost 25. And then we've got an arrow pointing towards this very strange building that says Omega Portal Chamber. This is where the portal is maintained to the Dark Ether. More soon are. So before we go into more details on exactly who could be writing this and what exactly everything means, let's take a little brief look at the overview of the map, the surroundings. Where are we? Well, it's no known secret at this point that we are going to be going to Vietnam. It's going to be a Firebase map. And from what we saw in the campaign, the Firebase Ripcord was set on the side of a mountain surrounded by trees and other various bits of nature. And it's very clear that you can see it surrounding this area. I must say, looking at this from a bird's eye view, it looks a little bit smaller than I was expecting, but this doesn't really give a good idea for scale. But you can see there are trees in the top left, the bottom left. There's just a lot of nature surrounding this, and I'm really excited. So accompanying this image, Treyarch tweeted this with Project End Station was only the beginning. Hashtag Black Ops Cold War, hashtag zombies. There are some very interesting looking buildings here, especially when it looks at the Omega portal. So instead of it being what we have in D Machina, which is this cyclotron, which when turned on just creates the portal, this looks like it's a portal that already existed. And if we look in the storyline of this map, it is all centered around a rip into the Dark Ether, which Omega Group have created their own site based on. And so that will explain why we have this weird dome-shaped building over the portal. You can also see in the middle, there are these two weird facility-looking buildings, which looks really interesting. There is, of course, a big main facility underneath where we have this Omega Portal Chamber. But then on the left is where it's just a very peculiar looking shape. It's like a massive circle that goes around this building. It's hard to tell if that's like an entire roof or if that's part of like a weird stamp on the image or something like that. But what's crazy to me is the more you look at this, the more it looks very similar to Ascension in its layout. Some of you may see it, some of you may not see it, but I'm really damn excited about what I'm seeing. You can see there are a few other details outside the main surrounding map's barriers, I guess you could say. Part of the building looks like it has a slight outside area. You can also see there is a tiny hut as well outside of the map. Let's focus on the writing here. M. This is the place I spoke of, Omega Outpost 25. Who is M? Well, there's a very good chance that the M could be short for Maxis, and this is a message that's being sent to Samantha Maxis. Looking at what we know of the Season 1 intel, we know that Omega Group is creating a brand new site near Khe Sanh, which is in the Hoang Hoa district of Quai Tri Province, Socialist Republic of Vietnam. And they're kicking off something which is called Operation Inversia. And the colonel of Omega Group has expressed interest in using this site to begin testing on something. Additionally, their operation will focus on further testing with also something. They put out a formal request to begin curating volunteers for experimentation. The reason why I also think this M is definitely Maxis is that in Season 1, there's a radio transmission you can get for Samantha, where she mentions at the end that she has a contact. She mentions that she's en route to meet a contact in Southeast Asia, exactly where this Vietnam map would take place. And she said that he knows exactly what Omega Group is planning. We know what Omega Group is planning. She doesn't know, but with this contact, she will know. And there's a great chance that this image is signed off by this currently mysterious contact, whose name begins with R. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking, your very first guess on who R could be, and we're gonna say it out there that a lot of people think the R is short for Richtofen as the surname of this character. Now, if we follow the same structure of reading the first letter and thinking that is a surname for Maxis, then thinking R is a surname for someone called Richtofen isn't the most obscure idea out there, but I just feel like there is a great chance that this also isn't Richtofen and is another mystery character called R. Now, for all we know, we could be completely bamboozled by Treyarch, because we know if Samantha exists in this universe, which she does, she entered it with Eddie, and it would make complete sense for Eddie to return somehow in the storyline as a full-grown adult who's also known as Edward Richtofen. But part of me feels that is just simply too obvious and something that Treyarch wouldn't necessarily do, especially not this early into the season of Cold War. If they really wanted to keep Richtofen and his eventual involvement in the zombie storyline for Cold War, then it would be great to leave it to the end. But, you know, I'm not Treyarch here. Part of me wants to believe the R is Richtofen, but I strongly feel it's not Richtofen and it's a new character that's not yet been introduced to us. But we got to remember the backgrounds of this character is someone who knows exactly what Omega Group is planning. Bear in mind, Omega Group is a team of Russians who are trying to get the upper hand over the Americans during the Cold War and using the anomalies and outbreaks with the zombies to make their own advantages in this space when it comes to weaponizing the zombies as well as weaponizing the dark ether. Just thinking in that aspect, it wouldn't make sense for Richtofen to be this person who knows what Omega Group is planning if he was like a spy that was embedded within Omega Group, because he's not Russian, he's German. However, the radio transmission audio that details about this contact in Southeast Asia is labeled as shared history / old friends. But she's talking about her history with Weaver and how us as Requiem should trust Weaver's every word. And if it wasn't for Weaver's intervention and willingness to go off the books during the late 70s, Samantha would be a forgotten memory by now, but says to trust him and trust her for now, as she's going to go dark and meet this contact in Southeast Asia. I've done a bit of research looking at all the other various intels we've had so far, as they are our true signs of being able to work out what's happening next and characters inside of the storyline, and there's no one else I can immediately point the finger of who R could be. So it's a mystery for now, but if you have any ideas beyond Richtofen, I'd love to know them down below in the comment section, because whilst part of me wants to think this is Richtofen, I just am doubtful that it is, and that there's a good chance that it's someone else entirely. And let me know what you think of this image in the comment section, guys. Any detail I've not pointed out, I want you guys to go crazy in circling things you might have noticed that I didn't. This is Treyarch at their best, being super cryptic in the best way possible, giving us a lot of stuff to go on, whilst also making it incredibly vague at the same time. I'm gonna leave the video here, but I'm probably gonna have a follow-up video very soon looking at even more details in this image that I didn't point out in this initial video. But man, very exciting times, and we might even get more stuff like this before 115 day. Like, it's only Tuesday, we've got 3 more days, and Treyarch could do whatever they want between that time. So let me know if you're excited, let me know your thoughts and theories on the map, and we'll catch you for another one here on the channel very, very soon.